Call of Duty Zombies has been around for almost 16 years now, with the release of well over 50 maps. Some are good, some are really bad, and some are underrated. But which ones are the most underrated in each game? Well, let's get right into it. The most underrated map, starting from World of War, in my opinion, is Shi No Numa, is the most underrated map. Shi No Numa is the second DLC of World of War. It is set in a Japanese swamp at a 935 facility. This map introduces the Primus crew for the first time ever, the Wonderwolf, the Flogger Trap, and Hellhounds. What used to be a legitimately scary boss is unfortunately now a joke, but still, this is where they originated from. This map introduced so many staples to COD Zombies. It's a really fun map, but a bit on the easy side, but fun nonetheless. Then the most underrated map in Black Ops 1, this may be a bit of a spicy take, but it's 5. 5 was the first time ever we got a celebrity crew, being JFK, Richard Nixon, Fidel Castro, and Robert McNamara. I don't know if it's just me, but it's a bit trippy playing as the President of the USA whilst also fighting zombies through the Pentagon. So cool and so unique. I love it.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
We also got the first ever buildable, which is one of the biggest staples in COD Zombies, and probably one of my favorite bosses of all time, the Pentagon Thief, which doesn't damage you or your allies, but just steals your guns, and if you kill him without him touching a gun, you get the first ever bonfire sale, turning Pack-a-Punch cost all the way from 5,000 to 1,000. 5% in the Pentagon, which is a crazy setting, so unique, and it complements Kino in how Kino is very easy and this map is near impossible. It is really a challenge just to get to round 30 on this map. Now for Black Ops 2, the most underrated map in my opinion is Town, being the best out of the 3 green run maps, being Bus Depot, Farm, and Town. Town is a tiny map but has so much packed in. It has 2 mystery box locations, 5 perks in solo, technically 6 Tombstone barely counts, but at least you can do the 6 perk glitch with Tombstone, and a Pack-a-Punch. This map is very bare bones. It has 2 doors, has no buildables, no Easter eggs, no musical Easter eggs, no radios to interact with, no power to turn on, no Pack-a-Punch to build. So why is it a good map? Because it is just perfect zombies fun. You can load into round 20, pack your pistols, grab jug, and then you're set up, and you can just have fun. Slaying zombies, cutting out all the barrier to entry to just have fun. It is the perfect amount of content to have fun. Then for Black Ops 3 is Gorod Krovi. I know people talk about this map being good, but they do not give it enough credit. This map is set in World War II Russia, more specifically Stalingrad, with dragons flying around the map spewing fire just to add the cherry on top of this almost perfect atmosphere. You actually ride a dragon to Pack-a-Punch, which is so crazy when you think about that this game originally started out in a German bunker in the middle of Europe, and now you're flying dragons. Amazing. This map also bringing in the Ray Gun Mark III, one of my absolute favorite wonder weapons of all time, so much fun to use, and if you've been watching for a while, you know I like any map that has a ray gun variant. This map also introduced a new specialist, being the Baby Dragon. It is so much fun. You can use it as a flamethrower, you can use it as a 1-inch punch. It is so versatile, so much fun to acquire, and so much fun to use. This map is perfectly crafted, with each area of the map perfectly melting into the other area and not just feeling tacked on like some other areas. The Easter egg and the boss fight are quite fun, and Gorod Krovi just really fleshes out Nikolai's character from a drunk Russian to a deeply caring man who has been hurt and seen the horrors of war. This map does not get enough love, but definitely deserves more. And just quickly, if you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing and liking this video, it really helps. Then for Black Ops 4, it's probably the hardest pick because there are so many underrated maps in my opinion, but my pick is Voyage of Despair. I have recently made a video on it if you want to see the deeper details of it, but in short, Voyage of Despair is hated because it is set in the Titanic, being a hard map to traverse and to train on. Voyage of Despair has a lot of flaws, yes, mainly catalyst zombies and the layout of the map. Also, the Chaos crew is very hated, not helping it, but it also has some genuinely great features, like the Kraken being a super fun wonder weapon to use, one of the best boss fights in COD Zombies history, and a fairly fun Easter egg steps, and much more. I just don't understand the hate for this map, to be honest. Then Cold War, I would definitely have to say Firebase Z. It is definitely not the best map on this list, but it gets way too much hate, often compared to Forsaken also in Cold War, and I don't think it deserves to be compared to that. It is genuinely a good map. Firebase Z is set in Vietnam, which I believe, to the best of my knowledge, is the first time a zombies map has been set in Vietnam. It has an amazing setting, also the Ray K, another ray gun variant, being so much fun to use and to obtain. You can get it by a quest, doing challenges, or by spinning the mystery box, which I think is something Cold War did really well. Firebase Z is fairly fun for all playstyles, probably best suited for running gun and training, but if you get creative, there is definitely some pretty decent camping spots to find on this map. This map also brings in mimics for the first time ever, which Yeah, okay, I understand the hate. And has a very fun holdout round every 10 rounds or so, and the Easter egg is pretty good, except for the mimic step. And the boss fight is a bit on the easy side, but fun nonetheless. And before we get into Vanguard, just a couple honorable mentions being Alpha Omega from Black Ops 4. It's often compared to Nuketown, the previous map, but this map has way more content to offer, and it's actually a lot of fun. And Tag Der Toten from Black Ops 4. I think it's the same problem with Blood of the Dead. It's the fact that Call of the Dead exists, and most people think Call of the Dead is a better map, which I personally do believe as well. And why would you play the worst version of a already better map? And finally, Wracked from World at War. The reason Wracked is probably not so loved is just because of the difficulty. It is one of the hardest, if not the hardest maps ever, but it has an amazing atmosphere and it's really worth giving a shot if you haven't played it already. Then for Vanguard is Shi No Numa. This is a reimagined version of the World at War version, and I haven't seen anyone come to defend this map, probably because it's in Vanguard, but it's actually a really fun map with an amazing setup, a really fun Easter egg, and a boss fight. You can now get the Wanderer from a side quest or from the box, and just a really fun loop of almost classic feeling zombies. Too bad it was in such a terrible game. But what do you think? Let me know what your most underrated maps are in the comments below.